Continents formed, civilizations came up, kingdoms established, colonies developed. People revolted, independence gained, leaders emerged, and politics began. And the power play still continues. But there's one thing which ensures that the dignity of the individual is not undermined: our Constitution.
तंत्रता को बल देता है, समता न्याय का फल देता है, जिसकी बदौलत भारत देश को मिला यहाँ सम्मान है। भारत का संविधान है, भारत का संविधान है, भारत का संविधान है।
The Indian Constitution was formally made by the Constituent Assembly, which had been elected for undivided India. It held its first sitting on 9th December 1946 and reassembled as Constituent Assembly for divided India on 14th August 1947. As a consequence of the partition under the plan of 3rd June 1947, those members who were elected from territories which fell under Pakistan ceased to be members of the Constituent Assembly. The number of members in the Assembly was reduced to 299. The Constituent Assembly was elected by indirect election by the members of the provincial legislative assemblies that had been established under the Government of India Act 1935. Though the members were not elected by universal adult franchise, there was a serious attempt to make the assembly a representative body. There were members from all the regions of India. In addition to this, the assembly had 28 members from the scheduled castes. The most dominant party in the assembly was Congress, as it occupied 82% of the seats. The Congress itself was such a diverse party that it managed to accommodate almost all shades of opinion within it.
Indian Constitution is neither static nor frozen. Instead, many amendments are made with changing times and circumstances. So far, there have been 104 amendments. The first one to be introduced was in 1951, which provided for the welfare of scheduled castes, tribes and backward classes. The latest amendment was introduced for providing 10% quota for economically weaker sections in educational institutions and in appointments.
The basic values that the Constitution represents are presented in the form of the preamble of the Constitution.
We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
The Indian Constitution presently contains 7 fundamental rights, which are right to equality, right to freedom, right to education, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, and the right to constitutional remedies.
Bag of borrowing, the name given to our Indian Constitution. Let us find out why it is so.
The Indian Constitution has adopted provisions from the constitutions of various other countries.
Our Constitution has adapted first past the post system
parliamentary form of government, the idea of the rule of law, institution of the speaker and her or his role, and the lawmaking procedures from the British Constitution.
From the Constitution of Canada, we adopted a quasi-federal form of government and the system of residual powers. From the United States Constitution, India has adopted the power of judicial review, independent judiciary, and the Charter of Fundamental Rights.
From the Irish Constitution, it has adapted the directive principles of state policy, and from the French, the principles of liberty, equality, and fraternity.
Do you know? The Constituent Assembly took 2 years, 11 months, and 18 days to complete the Constitution. And it has been 72 years since then, and our Constitution has proved to be the most stable one. Let's, on this Constitution Day, salute all the members of the Constituent Assembly who were responsible for drafting the Constitution. Let's also salute the citizens of our country for having made this Constitution a consistent one.
भारत का संविधान है, भारत का संविधान है। जो भी यहाँ पैदा होता है भारत माँ का लाल है। संविधान में इन बातों का रखा देखो ख्याल है। कोई मरे ना भूख प्यास से इसका प्रावधान है। भारत का संविधान है,